Alaska's known for a lot of things: wildlife, glaciers, crazy mountain ranges, remote wilderness, the northern lights, beautiful drives, and food. From local seafood to game meat to breweries and coffee shops and other unique cuisine, Alaska's got it all, and we attempted to try as much as we could in just 1 week. Our very first food stop started in Girdwood, Alaska at Girdwood Brewing Company. Welcome to our Alaska food tour. Never thought I'd say that in my life. Let's just dive right into it. We're starting strong at Girdwood Brewing Company, which I've heard a lot of great things about. The unique thing about this place is that you actually get your food in food trucks outside. So we got our food from the food truck called Brewista, and we got some burgers and some truffle fries. Let's start off strong trying these. I'm just an amber fan, so that hits.
I got a sour. It's like something pie, fruit pie or something like that. It's very sweet, very sour, very pie-y. Just like coats your mouth. It's probably because we haven't eaten much in a little bit, so it just coats your mouth with flavor. We learned a little bit about how Alaska is well known for their microbrew, all kinds of locally made brews, and they're drunk and enjoyed locally as well, I guess you would say. And so we're here testing out one of the many breweries around here.
We ordered 2 Biggie Smalls burgers. You won't be expecting what you're thinking when I open this.
Nice.
It's in a tortilla. I'm so confused, but I'm gonna guess it's really delicious. I just can't tell. Oh. Why are we not putting burgers in tortillas more often? There's bacon, onions, arugula, and like a fig spread in this, and goat cheese. This is so good. I would not expect, like, I think a tortilla and a burger, kind of an odd combo. I think we should be doing this more often.
We got truffle fries with all kinds of seasoning on them. So good, crispy, thin, so much seasoning, Parmesan, and some type of green stuff on top.
Truffle fries with Parmesan and parsley. Girdwood is about 40 minutes from Anchorage, and in Anchorage you'll find a lot of restaurants, one of which is very popular for its seafood options.
When in Alaska, we're told you go to Humpy's to get some seafood. That's what one of the locals told us, and what online seemed to have some good seafood. And so next, we're getting some halibut and salmon, and we are hopefully starting off our appetizer with king crab nuggets.
We got our king crab nuggets. They look so good on the inside, super crispy on the outside. Oh wow. I love that you can taste the crab in it, and there's like chunks of crab inside of it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm gonna try it with the lemon and the sauce that comes with it. I just tried it plain right now. That just elevated it. It was already good, and that just elevated it by like 100.
That's very good. It's not fishy at all. Let's try it with the sauce. The sauce makes it. It's not a very strong flavor, especially by itself, so the sauce helps give it a little more kick, or I guess a little more flavor, but I'm surprised. It's not fishy. It's not like saltier, like oceany. It's, yeah.
I ordered the grilled salmon with garlic mashed potatoes, asparagus, and this blueberry sauce with blueberries on top. Of course, comes with lemon, which I feel like I am obligated to squeeze on salmon because that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I say this not saying that this is bad at all, but like, it's not like the best salmon I've ever had in my life, nor do I think I have had a best salmon I've ever had in my life. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, like, super good. It has a great sear on it. I'm gonna do it all in one bite. That flavor combo is really delicious. That blueberry sauce? Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have ever thought like a blueberry sauce would be good on a salmon. But the garlic mashed potatoes are amazing. This sauce is so good. The salmon is really good, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life. But it's a really delicious salmon.
Me and Erica are like two opposite ends of the spectrum. This is like bar food, and Erica's looks like fancy like restaurant food. We're gonna try it, see if it tastes like every other fish, or if it's the best halibut ever. Oh really? Yeah. And the texture is the best fish I've ever had. It just crumbles and falls apart, but it's still juicy. And the flavor is so non-fishy. It kind of tastes just like the batter, but just enough fish in there to give it some flavor, I guess. You get the crunch on the outside, the crumbly juiciness on the inside, and then the flavor comes mostly from the tartar sauce at that point. No fishiness at all, like no bad fishiness.
One thing you are bound to see here in Alaska is a caribou, also known as reindeer. And with that, obligatorily comes reindeer sausage. So we're about to go try a reindeer hot dog, which is something that's quite known here in Alaska.
Alright, everything on this trip so far has been nothing new, but tasted really good. This is a new experience for us, a reindeer hot dog. It got onions on top, and the secret sauce is what he recommended, which has habanero and something else.
Stone ground mustard.
It's a little kick, but I'm excited to try this thing. Look at that. Let's get a bite going. That is super good. It's sweeter than I was expecting. I don't know what it most relates to, whether it be a sausage or a hot dog or like somewhere in between, but I might need to go in for another bite. Actually, I'm gonna rip off a piece of just the reindeer. I was expecting it to taste like deer meat, like almost gamey.
That's what I was thinking.
That's solid. It tastes almost more like a bison meat or something like that, which is surprising. Closer to beef than deer, I would say. And it's sweeter, almost like a sweet sausage, like a summer sausage. It's really good, and the sauce is banging too with the mustard. So the texture is almost more like a sausage, where it's a little thicker, like ground up, like a little more texture to it than like a pureed hot dog feeling. But the taste is more like a hot dog. So if you like the taste of hot dog with the texture of sausages, that would be the move for you.
I'm nervous.
You might need
I don't
another one.
like sausage.
It doesn't taste like sausage.
No,
It
you
just kind of
said
feels
that.
like sausage.
I know. Oh, that is so different.
So different than what? What I explained?
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
Really?
Oh, I don't think I like it.
You don't like sausage, so this will be interesting.
So the reason why I don't like sausage is because of the texture.
Oh, really?
Well, and because of the flavor a little bit. So the texture of this is throwing me off just a little bit, just because I personally, in my taste buds, don't like sausage very much. It is so sweet, like way sweeter than I thought, which is why the habanero sauce balances it out really well. It is really juicy. Like, it definitely is on the beefier side. I could see how you could really like this if you really liked a sausage. After a stunning 2.5-hour car ride, you can make your way from Anchorage down to Seward, which is a small coastal town with a few good food options.
We found lunch at Alaska Seafood Grill, and we're getting some fresh fish. Fish and chips again. We got salmon fish and chips, which is different, and then we got breaded oysters. So excited to see what we got.
We're having breaded oysters first, and it comes with a little dipping sauce and of course some lemon. So we squeeze it on. I'm gonna try it by itself first and then do a dip. Very bread forward, going in with the dip. That tastes like a chipotle dip. I feel like whenever I have like mussels or oysters, which is very rare, these are throwing me off because they're not fishy. It's very breaded forward, but with the sauce and the lemon, again, fish is just meant to have lemon. We all know this, but this is really good.
Straight with the sauce, or?
Go straight with the sauce.
Oh, the oyster's hot, but it just melts as you press it down. It's not slimy, which is good because I didn't want it to be slimy. The breading helps, but it is very soft and a weird texture, and it has a taste of almost shrimpy a little bit.
Gorgeous. Should I just go straight for the sauce?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, salmon fish and chips. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that texture is so good. There's no fishiness at all. And the breading, like, I've never had breaded salmon before, but it kind of pulls it together and it just lets like the salmon flavor kind of shine. And both of these sauces are amazing. It's a tartar sauce and like an avocado, cilantro, limey sauce. Oh, it's so good.
Breaks apart super easy again. You can see the layers of like fat in between there. Wow. This one tastes like salmon, but like better salmon. I can't tell if it's the breading that adds that flavor, but it tastes like elevated salmon. I think it's just like more flavorful almost of that salmony flavor without being it more fishy. The oysters weren't fishy, but they were oceany. Tasted kind of like calamari, but with if the calamari was bigger on the inside, so you had a lot more of that ratio of seafood to breading on the oysters. Erica and I don't not like oysters, but we don't like to eat a lot of them, so we like the salmon fish and chips better. We'd recommend that.
It's a little dark for dinner in Seward tonight. We are at the Flamingo Lounge. Look how cute this little flamingo is. Can I keep this?
Probably.
So it's Flamingo Lounge cocktail bar. So we are obviously starting with cocktails. So I got the Northern Lights cocktail and Josh got the Smokehouse cocktail. But this is an honorable mention for the food court. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, you got all butterfly
like,
wine at first.
Oh, that's not sweet at all. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. It's so good.
Smoky, herby. It's a little more herby than I thought, but smoky, tastes like cherry wood. It's good. I like it.
I got the halibut. It's pan-seared with this romesco sauce over tomatoes and kale. This is a fat halibut. I've never had halibut, like a halibut steak before, only in fish and chips, so... Oh. I've never had that flavor before. That is so good. It's extremely flaky, first of all. Let me try it again to get a good flavor. Buttery, flaky, lemony, sweet, literally perfect. This is so freaking good.
Best fish ever. Steak's so good.
We spent a couple days around the Denali National Park area, which naturally brought us through the small town of Talkeetna, where we stopped for dinner one night.
We have made our way to Talkeetna, Alaska, and we are having dinner at Base Camp Bistro. I got the rockfish fish and chips, so we've had salmon fish and chips, halibut fish and chips. I've never had rockfish before, so when in Alaska, you gotta have rockfish. Trying it without the sauce to get the true flavor. Really sweet. So I feel like halibut, it's really good for the texture, but its taste is very bland almost, and pretty plain. But this definitely has more of like a seafood flavor while not being overpowering. But I really like it. I really like the flakiness of it. It's very light and airy, and the breading is really light and airy as well for this.
I got a bison burger, but it's bison meat mixed with elk meat, also mixed with wild boar meat, and it looks amazing. I'm gonna try it. It just tastes like a really good burger. Because it's on a pretzel bun, the pretzel bun's probably more overpowering the meat flavor. Altogether, it tastes really good, but you wouldn't be able to tell it's not beef, you know, unless you're really picking it apart.
Alaska is known to have a lot of coffee shops, and we went to a lot of coffee shops in the 8 days that we were there.
So I'm pretty sure as of like last year, Alaska had the most amount of coffee shops per capita than any other US state. I'm pretty sure that was just passed up by, I couldn't tell with the source completely. It was either California or Washington, but Alaska has a lot of coffee shops. For our first coffee experience in Alaska, we are going to Goldie's Coffee Roasters. We're gonna do the little drive-through coffee experience, and then we're going to probably go to a park on the coast and enjoy our coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Say exactly what you just said.
Said, oh my gosh, that's like the best shot ever. It's like the sweetest shot and like smoothest shot ever.
All right, Goldie's vanilla latte. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Snow City Cafe was poppin'. Very popular. I heard great things about this place. Got a vanilla latte, of course. Cheers. That one's really good. The one from yesterday tasted less like coffee, and this one tastes a lot more like coffee, and that's the kind of coffee that I like, is the ones that aren't like too sweet, but have that coffee shine through. How's yours?
Strong. Good. I needed to kick in quicker.
That's a good coffee.
We just stopped at another coffee shop called Resurrect Our Cafe. It's hard to say. The last coffee I got was really good, but this one is also really good. And bonus points for their cute logo on their cup. This by far had the best reviews in Seward, and it does not disappoint. Another day, another coffee. This time it was Nature's Nectar. Absolutely delicious as always. I mean, I haven't had a bad coffee yet.
This morning we went to Conscious Coffee in Talkeetna.
And we got ourselves some bagels. I got sun-dried tomato cream cheese. Josh got a Parmesan bagel with regular cream cheese. And then regular lattes. Feels really nice, really warm. Nose is so stuffed that I can't taste anything. How's the coffee?
Oh, good. This is a regular latte, so not a whole lot of flavor going on, but it'll wake us up.
Thank you. Explosion with raspberry everywhere. So our waitress at our restaurant last night told us to swing by Roadhouse Lodging Meals and Bakery, I guess is what it's called now. And they just have a window outside with a couple different pastries. And one of them is a raspberry cinnamon roll that is bigger than my head. I've never had a raspberry one, so I'm kind of excited. This is gonna be really messy though. Just coated with flavor. It's really good. The only way it could be better is if it was fresh out of the oven. It's a little cold, but the flavor is good. It's literally like a raspberry Danish, but in cinnamon roll form.
Are you able to pull it out or is it too messy? Probably not.
I can pull it out.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
Maybe not.
It's just stuck in there with the flavor. Oh my gosh, look at the cream cheese and the, I mean.
Oh my gosh.
There's part of it. I can rip off like maybe this section of it.
Oh man.
But look at all of that flavor and bad for me-ness. But so good for me, if you know what I mean.
Since we were planning on coming to Alaska, we were saving up to get king crab. So we saved the best for last on our very last evening in Alaska.
It's our last night here in Alaska to be able to get seafood and Alaskan food. So we came to a touristy location. It's Glacier Brewhouse and it's kind of touristy. So whether that's a good or bad thing, we'll let you know. But we really balled out when it comes to seafood since it's our last night. We got the prawns coming for a starter, and I got the king crab legs, what we've been waiting for this whole trip.
Our prawns came out. Here we go. It's pretty like spongy.
Like a shrimp.
It is just like shrimp. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this. It's buttery. It has that bouncy texture, a little sweet, and the sauce pulls it all together.
Tastes like a shrimp with really good sauce. I don't know what the difference is. Buttery, garlicky, shrimpy. I'm a little nervous. They just brought me my own plate of tools and I don't know how any of them work. Alright, I got the king crab. I have no idea what to do from here. It smells good, it looks good, it's pretty big, it's all spiky, hard to handle, but let's see if I can rip something open and get a chunk of meat out. Maybe I use my little tools. I think I can just peel this back. Yeah, there you go, look at that. There we go, I got a chunk of meat. Do I do butter? Do I do lemon?
I don't know.
I'm gonna start with just butter.
Alright.
Let me get a good drizzle on that butter. Alright, new flavor unlocked. Not what I was expecting at all. It's so sweet and tender. I expected it to be a little bit more like a shrimp, but it just melts and falls apart so much easier. And it's so much sweeter. It tastes like, I don't even know how to describe it. I could see how the lemon would be good on it. I might try it with lemon. But yeah, I can see how people get used to people like this. You just get a lot of that butter in there, a little squirt of lemon on top. Wow.
Do you like it?
That meat.
A lot?
Yeah, here, do you want to try this bite?
One thing to note is that when we asked the locals where to get good king crab, all of them were like, oh, well, king crab is so expensive, so you should go to like Costco or the grocery store and get it for cheaper. We're like, when in Alaska we need to get it. So a lot of them said Glacier Brewhouse, which is where we're at. So I'm dipping. The texture is really good. It's like really soft and tender and very buttery. Ow, ow, ow. It's ow. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start bleeding. Josh, I need help.
Look at the bright redness to it.
Josh helped me. Okay, I need lemon. Josh said butter with lemon. Butter first, then lemon.
It's a new flavor for me, for sure.
Oh, that is so good. Sweet and a little bit like soft and I mean
buttery.
like no seafood flavor, but like crab, but like really good crab. You know?
Alright, we got some claw meat here. There we go. Opened up that claw. Let's try this. Nice big chunk of that claw meat in the butter. I'd say it tastes pretty much the same. Maybe a little less sweet, but for the most part, same thing. Really good. Look at the other side of the claw. This little piece of meat. It's kind of freaking me out, but I'm still gonna eat it because I paid good money for this meat.
Going in with just lemon. Just the lemon is really good. Does it even need butter? No. Okay, I see the hype.
It's so rich and sweet. I feel like I'd be good with like a half pound on the side with something else. I think it would pair with something maybe a little more savory because it is almost like a good chocolate cake where it's like it tastes really good, but I don't need a ton of it, but flavor still amazing.
Done. All of it. Every last bit is gone.